on abiogenesis.
Abiogenesis. What a name, by the way.
Yeah.
That is a mouthful. Abiogenesis. I'm glad you said it first because I was like, I'm not going to say it until I know how to pronounce it.
You know what? I'm still not even sure if that's right because the first time I said it was in the first week of this competition as well, and I was like, a biogenesis,
yeah, abiogenesis. We
I
just split it up a little bit,
Yeah,
I don't know. That's a mouthful. But before that, we got Catalyst with this matchup. TVZ Catalyst. I like Catalyst as a map. I got to say, it's a pretty sweet map. Had a lot of fun with it on the ladders. I'm excited to see how it's going to play out. I just want to see some Mutalisks. That's all I want to see.
Mutalisk.
Nah,
Some things never change.
Never ever. Never ever ever. I still try.
Because like, I can't remember who I was talking about this with. Like, Mutalisk is such a Moonglade thing because like people just don't really do them anymore. I mean, we saw them from Rise against Pig Jr. when he was really ahead. I think we actually have seen another attempt at Mutalisk in a ZVT, but it kind of got wrecked by Thors. But other than that, like, we're just not really seeing them too much.
No, it's so sad because it used to be like the thing, in like TVZ, and it was like the bread and butter, but it made it fun to watch and play. Yeah. So I'm a little disappointed it's like that. But if you've ever watched me play in like the last week or two, I'm still trying, man.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I'm failing,
bringing it back?
but I'm trying. I'm not bringing it back, but I'm trying. I don't think I can bring it back. It's too far gone.
We'll see. Maybe you can be the trendsetter that Zerg needs.
Oh, man.
No pressure. Alrighty, in the top left of Catalyst for Downfall, this is Vodge.
Down here in the bottom right in the green for Legacy Esports, it is their last hope. It is Azure. Nothing out of the ordinary so far for either player. Standard start.
The buildings are confirmed so far in the main bases of the respective players. Always a good sign.
So far. So
that's the key word, isn't it?
Anything can happen these days, I'll tell you. I died to a shield battery rush with gateway units the other day. It was pretty impressive. It was actually last night. Yeah, I'd never seen that before, but he made like 10 in front of my natural, and he just sat there with his gateway units and eventually whittled me down. It was quite frustrating. Yeah. Anything can happen these days.
That's true. And we'll see what'll happen in this game. I think Azure, obviously a very strong Terran player, but a bit up and down in my mind. I think maybe hasn't had the best luck against Terrans and Zergs so far in the couple of seasons of Pro League where we've seen him, but still put on some impressive performances nonetheless. So I'm keen to see how it goes against Vodge, who's definitely surprised in the first week, I think it was, of Season 2, because he went up against Hut, and we were like, well, Hut's really good at the game. He's a veteran. Vodge is like a nerd caster, and he's pretty good, but can he beat Hut? Probably not. And then Hut got beaten by Vodge.
Yeah,
so...
that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Yep, I was there for that. I remember that one. But can he do it again, man? Azure, maybe not as the level as Hut. Hard to say right now, but still a very good Terran player. He's always been really up there, leading the way with the Terrans. And so far, he's doing a lot of good. He's killed 3 Zerglings with the initial Reaper. That's pretty rare, to be honest.
Yeah, pretty good start. And it's one step closer to making the Zerg pay that Reaper tax that we don't really see paid that often these days. It's definitely been a long while since Reapers collected some extra drones for their troubles.
Yeah, and a nice little SCV scout too. I like that he kept it in the base just to, make sure he knows that there's going to be any sort of cheese, any sort of some sneaky Vodge action.
And so far, so good. I mean, Vodge is just sitting back. He's making drones. Third base is going to probably get up and running without too much trouble. More looking at where's Azure's first load of aggression going to come from. So he has got some Hellions being made in the background. I think the first couple are already out. And that'll be good. He can start getting some of the creep control. And we also have that one Viking in production as well to help start cleaning up some of that vision.
Yeah, really open the map up. Take full map control and remove all vision of the Zerg. Super important. It's always got to be careful, be wary of what's possible. And from Vodge, it looks like he's just going hard into that third base. Just a lot of drones on the map. And this is very brave of him as well. Actually, that's a lot of drones right now. He is not afraid of any sort of Hellion run by.
Yeah, he's really not. And there's 4 on the way with another 2 coming up behind it. A Reaper's still in the mix there as well. So with these queens and the creep, he should actually be okay. He's got a few lings in here as well. But Hellions can be slippery.
Ooh, a lot of damage on those lings, but instantly claims a Hellion. But he's going to be losing all these lings pretty damn quick. Very nice there, but still, the drones are safe, which is the main important thing in this kind of situation.
Yeah, and he's going to be following up with the Cloak Banshee, so losing one Hellion, not too big of a deal. If you can keep the rest of them alive and keep being annoying, that's when you start to have a bit more utility with these units. You can throw the Banshees maybe in the main while you run into the third with the rest of the units and try and stretch the Zerg that way. And it can work out really well, especially when the Zerg is focusing really heavily on drones, hasn't really committed too much to units just yet. Queens do complicate that a little bit. And, oh, actually a nice little bit of a supply block there.
Nice one. Catching out that Overlord just as it got into the main base, and off goes the first Banshee. Sees another target for the Viking as well, by the way. So he looks like he'd be sending that home. Maybe he missed it. That Overlord making its way. It's in a dangerous place, but in such a good place as well. Just vision of everything he needs to see. Third base, front of the natural. And roaches are be making.
One of these players that's not afraid to roach his opponent to death. And in comes Banshee. Spores at the ready though. It's for the queens. Bruh, please. Oh my god. Banshee getting a bit bruised there. Alright, looks like he's lost a couple more Overlords there. Again, he's sort of supply blocked. He's got 1 supply worth of room at the moment. That Viking's definitely paid for itself at this point.
Oh man, it's killed a lot of Overlords. Must be 3 or 4 by now. But definitely done the work. But to be fair, at the same time, Vodge has been using these Overlords very well. He kind of knows exactly what Azure has been up to, what he's doing, what his plan is. He's like, okay, it's very standard Hellion Viking opening with some Banshee harass and a third base behind it. It's like very cookie cutter, very standard so far.
Yeah, and he has read it really well with that information, and as a result, he's looking pretty comfortable. The creep spread's still sort of pushing out bit by bit. He's got +1 missile almost done, 4th base coming up, because he knows exactly when and where the pressure's coming from. So really, he hasn't taken too much damage from anything so far. Nice transfer there on the Queen as well, just saving it at the last second. And these Banshees still really not able to get too much done in these bases.
Yeah, they're having no luck at all here. Oh. Keeps it alive for now, picking off Zerglings. Doing whatever he can at this point. Well, that 4th base is nearly finished as well for Vodge, and a lot of roaches on the map to put on the pressure. Question is, does Azure actually have enough of that 3rd base to deny these roaches as well?
Well, we'll soon find out. There's a lot of firepower here from the Terran and the Siege tank. Siege is up. These roaches do have speed and +1, but it's a bit much for them. They hightail it out of there. These Banshees are actually starting to gather a little bit of momentum now. The thing is that they're just so low. It's a bit spooky.
Yeah, that's the big problem right here. They have found the 4th base. It looks like they'll be able to deny some things. Couple more drones.
All right, now we're talking 10 drones killed. That's looking a lot better.
Oh, don't get too greedy. Ooh, very nicely done here.
Oh my god, it's so close to getting one more hit.
I think they pay for themselves.
That's insane. Oh my gosh. And he could just go home, repair them, and come back and continue being an absolute pest. And who knows, maybe he'll get another 10 drones on top of that.
Yep.
That would be the dream.
And
And
it's doing so much.
you know, despite that, Vaj is still at 76 drones, so his economy is perfectly healthy. Azure himself is macroed like a machine behind this Banshee harass. 70 SCVs on the map. He's got 40 Marines, a bunch of siege tanks for defense as well. It looks like he's finally starting to head out to do some damage. It is actually at the same time, though, that Vaj is starting to get those Hydras out.
Starting to upgrade those Hydras. The Hydras don't have all the upgrades yet, though, so there is definitely a window where he can probably trade efficiently with those roaches. And yeah, he's looking like he's moving out, and Azure just racing up to max. He's got that war machine on 3 bases and is just pumping the bio.
Oh, he wants that 4th base. He's targeting it down. Is he going to be able to get a transfuser to try and buy some time? And he does get out of there. The Hydra's not quite ahead enough of that army to actually pick off the medevacs before they can escape. And Vaj looks like he may chase him down. No, he's going to head back home and rebuild that 4th base.
Really nice trade there. Like 8 Marines for a 4th base, so it doesn't get better than that. And that was right under the nose of the Zerg. The Zerg was there waiting, and he couldn't stop it.
Exactly, and there's those repaired Banshees ready for round 2. About 8 kills apiece on those. So they've definitely, although they had a slow start, recovered from their early trouble. And now continuing to harass into the main. That ball of Marines on the right-hand side never fully went prone either, so he could swoop back in once that 4th base is closer to finishing. One Banshee does fall, and the other one's not far off.
Oh, really pulled the army out of place here. He looks like he's going to get another cancel on this. Oh, maybe not this time. That's a lot of roaches.
In fact, he's just going to trade with this because he's stimming to win. Finds out, okay, that's a little bit too much, but there's a follow-up drop in the main base here. He's going to tug down the spawning pool. Now he is making Roach Hydra, so this isn't the hugest deal in the world, but he's starting to pick him apart, forcing him to spread himself a little thinly between the opposite sides of the map here.
Yeah, doing a lot of drone damage, really affecting the economy there. And this is the perfect sort of play you want to do against the non-spire sort of Zerg. It really opens up the skies and makes these kind of drops very easy to do. Damage might be a little bit harder because you got to really start investing in the drops, really trying to push the army out of position. But still, he's been doing some pretty good drone damage.
Yeah, he has actually done really well. 27 drones killed so far. We got the Marines stimming in to the main once again. They're going to pick up a few more kills and even some Queens, which is even better. He's down to 2 Queens in total. Now, Ultras are on the way with the chitinous plating, and that's going to be great for Vaj. But I feel like Azure's really dealt some great blows to his opponent here. He's got a 4th base behind this. 3-3 is on the way. So I guess the question is he going to be prepared to continue this momentum?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Azure definitely has a bigger army right now, a big ball of bio and tank, but it's going to be so hard to use this army efficiently against this many Ultralists. And as you said, chitinous plating, moments from finishing as well. The big move out is happening, but is he going to be able to do anything in time with this?
Well, this is about the latest he could hope to come up here. If he can siege up, get a good position, he might be able to make it happen. That the Ultras come in from a couple of angles at once, so do the Hydras.
Oh, wow.
And those Ultras are just tanking all the siege tanks. The Marines are forced back up the hill, and they're very hurt as well. Not a lot of medevacs here to heal. They're going to take a Queen out on the way, and it looks like he's going to try and lure him up to the top right, and maybe he can take out the base there. But at the same time, Vaj is heading down the map with a bunch of Ultras.
Oh man, everything is so low right now. Stemmed until death. Same time, counterattack with those Ultralisks. Down actually at the 3rd place, going to be ignoring that planetary. And this might be a little bit too far for Vaj. He does not have really much support with these Ultras. They can get kited pretty easily.
Yeah, and those Ultras get out of there just in the nick of time. I mean, being off creep as well, it can be a little bit hard to retreat when you don't have any buffer. But now Vaj is regrouped, and he's starting to bring the pain train to Azure's house. Azure, who's done so well with the multitask up until this point, who has secured a 4th base. But will he be able to hold on to it? The Liberator's coming into the mix now, too.
Looks like he might be trying to commit to this planetary. This could be a mistake. Things are going to be dropping like flies with these Liberators here. And it does look like it was an overcommittal. Probably should have waited for more Hydra and those... and pretty much just a bigger army in general.
Yeah, very well done there by Azure. Holds on. And hopefully this will give him some breathing room to try and recover his forces a little bit. Vodge, on the other hand, is starting to get some static defense up towards this forward 5th base. And he's also taking a 6th towards the left there. Going for Spire, getting Vipers. He's gone full tier 3 at this point, getting ready for that late game.
Oh, yeah. And Azure actually moving up once again. Yeah, I guess he is confident with these Liberators, but still, it's a scary army he's up against. And it's a maxed army. Here we go, though.
Good point. He doesn't want to let Vodge get too comfy in this game. He wants to keep the pressure up. And Vodge swarms forward. He's got a nice line there. The Hydra's doing a lot of damage behind these Ultras, but the Ultras are actually melting. And the Viper's coming in. A couple get taken out.
Just not a good sort of a trade there. Like, he kind of engaged in a straight line, not really surrounding or grouping his units together. No blinding clouds and no like pre-abducts with the Vipers. This Rumbai could do a little bit of work, but he's losing his 5th for that.
Well, luckily he has a 6th that's up and running, which I guess we'll now call his 5th for simplicity's sake. And these roaches do get taken out. Nice little distraction there. Gets 12 SCVs for his troubles there. Not that the Terran super needs like 70 SCVs like he had before at this stage, but
yeah, not bad at all.
He's continuing to try and push up the left-hand side here, knowing that Vodge has expanded towards this direction.
Well, looks like Vodge might be looking for a counterattack here. He's accepted his fate with the bases to the left. Going to be letting that go, perhaps going for the planetary, or is he going to turn it around? I'm kind of surprised by this decision. You know exactly where the Terran is. You know that base is gone no matter what. It might just be worth going for the planetary and cutting off the Terrans. Hold that thought. He's actually just going to be going for it in general. Straight down the pipe, looking for some kills on the Terrans. And there's not really much left to kill the Ultralisk besides kiting.
No, but 3 of those are very, very low, and he is off creep as well. So with good stutter step, he can actually win this fight.
Wow.
And Vodge just kind of single file with these Ultras towards this Bio army, and he's losing a lot to do this. Now that army is hurting so much.
Wow, it was all good until the Ultras got a couple of swipes off and everything went at once. Whoa, so many tanks behind as well. If he can actually take them out, it's going to be a huge advantage, but more Ultras come in. Massive Bioforce there.
Yeah, he's chasing these units down. My question is more, can Vodge regroup with enough to actually wipe out this Terran army and force Azure's pressure away from him for a little bit? Because he's sort of struggled to hold on to the bases, and that's a credit to Azure's constant pressure and multitask earlier on. And he does move forward once again. The Ultras, though, are having a real hard time because they've got no friends to support him.
Yeah, they're running through the liberation zones and just getting melted completely. And there's a lot of weak bio left now, but it's just enough, and that's GG.
He's done it. He's kept the dream alive. Legacy will tie it up 2-2 against Downfall, thanks to Azure's sick TVZ.
Yeah, that was cool. Nice turnaround. Scrappy game, but and I thought it might have even been over when the Ultras got out and just cleaned up that army pretty much for free. There was really not much of a trade at all. But somehow Ash just stuck in it, and he got those Liberators out, which was the big turning point. And it's just not enough micro around them, and no real counter to them until the Vipers came out, but they came out just a little too late.
That's it, man. That was a really sick game from Azure. That's like the Azure that I saw when I first got super impressed by him in like a WCS or something. I was like, whoa, this kid's gotten mad good. So happy to see it, man. His TVZ is looking pretty killer. So we're going to have to keep an eye on him in the future weeks, or maybe even the ace match.
Ooh, it is going to be on Abiogenesis.
Yes.
Who are we going to see on Abiogenesis? I wonder. Right now, who are you thinking? Who do you think could be in the ace match?
Ooh, well, last week Blisk was the ace for Downfall, but I actually think that Pez is doing so well that he might be a good choice. I'm
thinking Pez. I'm thinking Probe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Usually I'm like, it's got to be Probe, right? Probe's the man, but I don't know. Is he awake yet?
Yeah, he's probably wants revenge at this point. He's probably like I can't believe I lost a 3 gay proxy. I need revenge against this guy. I can imagine he's that kind of player. You know.
Yeah, true. Well, guys, why don't we take a quick couple of minutes, get that lobby set up for the 5th and final match. Thanks for sticking with us here. We'll be back soon with the ace match between Legacy and Downfall. Don't go away.